Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett, and I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. So today I was reading over the tax fraud blotter in Tax Pro today. And I wanted to share these things with you guys because, number one, as tax professionals, okay, we are supposed to be the trusted individuals, okay? So these are the kind of things that really irk my nerves when people just do shady stuff. But the truth is that, a lot of times people are taught the incorrect way to do things. They do things the wrong way so long that they think it's the right thing to do. Crazy stuff. But also, as a taxpayer, you also need to be aware of what's going on with your tax return and not be blinded by tax refund dollars, okay? So you are due a tax refund when you overpay your taxes. You are not entitled to a refund just because Joe got one. It's if you overpay your taxes, and creating an overpayment is not the way to get a tax refund. So let's get started. All right. So there's this chick, I can't even pronounce her name, y'all. Okay. But anyway, so she's in, Washington State. She faces a 37-month prison term followed by 3 years of supervised release for preparing false returns after serving 2 years in prison for her first conviction. So she didn't learn her lesson the first time. She went and did it again, but she put a little bit more effort into it because she went and coached people on what to say to the IRS. Okay. So after the agents start investigating, all right, after they started investigating, they realized that she went and coached these people so she could tell them what to say. But anywho, that tax loss was around $430,000. Okay, but here's where my taxpayers, this is where you need to pay attention. It says that while she did not directly profit from the increased refunds enjoyed by her clients, she may have gotten profits because they're telling her, hey, go to this chick because she's getting us all this money back. But here's the juicy part. Kim's clients have paid most of the loss after their returns were audited. So that means most of her clients that she did this for had to write a check back to the government because they got refunds they weren't supposed to have. Okay. And she was ordered to pay another almost $30,000 in restitution. All right. So then in Kansas, there's this attorney who decided to try to conceal his assets. Y'all can't be hiding stuff from the government. Okay. So he pleaded guilty to 1 count of tax evasion and admitted that he owed more than $132,000 from 2005, 6, 7, 9, and 2010 tax years. Did not tell y'all there's no statute of limitations on fraud. Here it is, 2018, and he's paying for something that he did back in 2005, 2006. What I tell y'all, okay? Ain't no statute of limitations on fraud. So on October 29th, he will be sentenced, and he faces up to 3 years in the federal prison and a fine up to $250,000. And he agreed to another $200,000 in restitution. All right. There is another case in Florida where this tax firm has been completely barred from preparing federal tax returns because they fraudulent earned income tax credit. Taxpayers want to know why y'all are asking all these questions about my kids, my baby mama, my baby daddy, and all this stuff. This is why, because people file false earned income tax credit. That's one of the highest paying credits in our tax system, and people try to game the system. Doing things like selling social security numbers. You got 6 kids, and so you go sell 3 to whoever else down the street so you can get some money. You need to stop, because if you get caught doing this stuff, not only will you won't be able to claim no kids either, okay, because you doing fraudulent stuff. And I think the disallowance is up to 10 years, so you won't ever be able to claim them kids again if they old enough, okay? So, based on bogus dependents, fabricated business income and expenses, Told y'all to quit. Don't be filing these false businesses. Y'all up here with this post, create an LLC for your high school student. If you create a business and it is not performing the function that it's supposed to function and you file taxes on it, that is fraud. Okay. And so fabricated business income and expenses or false filing statuses. They systematically and repeatedly prepared returns that falsely claimed education credits and self-employed business income and expenses. Schedule C, okay? This is why you hear, Schedule C's get audited more than anything else, because there's so much fraud in the Schedule C, and it's so easy to do that people don't think they will get caught. Again, it's all well and good until bingo, you've been elected to get audited and you busted. All right. So then this one, guys, is out of North Carolina. This dude is sentenced to 18 months in prison for attempting to interfere with the due administration of Internal Revenue laws. All right. So between 2007 and 2011 is 2018, right? I'll keep telling you. Okay. This person committed acts to obstruct and impede the IRS, including filing false, income returns that claiming zero income. He also submitted fictitious surety bonds to the IRS to satisfy his outstanding tax liability and disrupted the IRS sale of property seized to satisfy his outstanding tax liabilities. So he was threatening IRS employees. He threatened to sue the buyer. He told the potential buyer that the sale was illegal and they would not receive a good title to the property. These actions caused the IRS personnel to halt the public sale of this property. He caused an approximate tax loss of $170,000. So he was ordered to serve a year of supervised release and to pay that $170,000 restitution to the IRS. Baltimore, y'all, this is crazy. Okay, Baltimore. This person, the president of a tax prep service, has been sentenced to 4 years in prison, followed by a supervised release for filing false income tax returns and failing to file her own corporate tax returns. How you gonna be the tax professional and you ain't filing your tax return? I'm gonna need for you to have several thousand seats, okay? So, she filed false and fraudulent returns for her clients. The returns included phony business receipts and losses and false or fictitious businesses, all to inflate refunds. Please quit going to these people saying that I can get you this huge amount of refund, and they have not looked at one single document, okay? Everyone is not entitled to a refund. Your refund, the highest refund you might be entitled to is $100. Even though Ray and Sue got $4,000, everybody's tax situation is different. So if someone is promising you that they're going to get you these thousands back in a tax refund, run in the opposite directions with your best sneakers on. Okay? So evidence also proved that she did not file federal corporate income tax returns for her businesses for tax years 2014 and 15. She was also ordered to pay almost $91,000 in restitution. Okay? Jacksonville, Florida. Y'all, we nationwide with all our stuff. Okay. So this person is sentenced to 21 months in federal prison. Okay, for aiding and assisting others with filing of fraudulent returns. And this person even dragged her daughter into it. How you gonna put your daughter in what? How you gonna put it's bad enough that you doing it, but you putting your child in jeopardy. I don't care if my child is grown. If I'm doing some mess, I ain't bringing my kid into it, but okay. So the daughter is only getting probation. Mama's going to jail. All right. Each are ordered to pay restitution, one for $176,000, the other one for $97,000. They owned a tax prep business that was started in 2011, and they reported false information, including false deductions, false claims for education and other credits, false claims of business expenses to reduce tax liabilities or inflate refunds. Okay. Whoo, go out west to California, y'all. This dude, all right, he owned some website and he falsely claimed personal expenses. What do I be telling y'all about these personal expenses? So he deducted car payments. He deducted all kinds of foolishness and legal fees. So and then let's see, during that time, he owned a 4,600 square foot residence on a golf course that he purchased for $850,000. And for the 4 years in question, these amounted to a claim that he only earned $4,700, but yet he was able to make $320,000 in mortgage payments. Did not tell y'all that the IRS know how to add and subtract. You can't be claiming no loss, right? Or look at this $4,700 and say you're making money and you living in this 4,600 square foot house. The IRS go, now wait a minute. So if you only making $4,700, but yet you deducting all this mortgage interest and whatnot, let's go pull this credit report. Oh, we see these mortgage payments. How you making, $4,000 mortgage payments, making $4,700 in profit? This does not add up. I keep trying to tell you, IRS ain't stupid. As much as y'all would like to believe the IRS they might be slow, but they ain't stupid. All right. He underreported his and his spouse's taxable income during those years by $670,000. How you just gonna miss $670,000? That's $500,000. How you just gonna miss that? Which resulted in an additional tax due of more than $100,000. The jury also found that he falsely claimed to IRS agents during a 2010 interview, you can't be lying to the IRS, y'all, that he made his mortgage payments from cash that he saved over 40 years. He said he was paying them in cash, y'all. He just straight lied to people. Okay, so y'all, there's some more. This one is in Wisconsin, sentenced to 30 months in prison for mail fraud and willful failure to pay payroll taxes. Now, this is something that is really on the IRS streets, okay? It's called a trust fund recovery penalty. And this really happens a lot in small businesses. And what happens is that small business owners, they withhold the tax from the employees' checks, but they don't send the tax to the IRS. And what happens is that these employees, they file their taxes and they rightfully are due refunds, but those employment taxes haven't gotten to the IRS to pay them back. So the IRS is losing money here. Okay. So she just stole money. She did not pay taxes, through the from the fourth quarter of 2008 through the fourth quarter of 2017, resulting in a tax loss of $822,000. The IRS want they money hunty, okay? And withheld employee taxes of $447,000. She also stole $300,000 from this company for her personal benefit to include meals and entertainment. She was ordered to pay $300,000 in restitution to these other owners and more than $1.2 million to the IRS. You guys, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I tell you, you got to prepare all of your returns as if you're going to be audited today. Okay. The thing that, people don't realize is they think, well, it's been 2 years. It's been 3 years. The IRS hasn't said anything. So I'm getting away with this. But you see how long these people have been doing dirt. And here it is, 2018, the end of 2018, and they just getting hemmed up because there's no statute of limitations on fraud. Okay. So, yeah, this is some crazy stuff. People do this all the time. So as the taxpayer, You have to really know what's going on in your taxes. If somebody has something in your taxes that you're not familiar with, you need to be asking questions. And if it don't feel right, then don't sign that return. Do not allow that return to be filed. Because see, when you sign your tax return, you are stating under penalty of perjury that everything in that return is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. Okay? If you sign that and you know something in your tax return ain't right, perjury is a felony, okay? And when you get these tax refunds that you're not entitled to, you see where people had to pay that money back. So yeah, tax fraud ain't nothing to play with. Tax evasion, underreporting your income, trying to do everything in cash. So you're trying to hide this money. But what does the IRS do? They pull your credit report. They see, oh, you haven't missed a mortgage payment. You haven't missed a credit card payment. You haven't missed a car payment, car insurance, none of that stuff. You ain't missed none of that stuff. But you only made $4,000 or you're operating at a loss. Something ain't right. Or they will look at the people that you're associated with, right? They look at your mama. If your mama is on Social Security, right? Because we get hood rich, we put everything in our mama name, right? So if mama is on Social Security and all she's getting is this Social Security check, but mama's driving a late model Jag and got, you know, a house and a maid and all of this stuff, the IRS goes, okay, so where's the money coming from? If grandma ain't working and she don't have a business, oh, so we got everything in mama name. This what we doing now? Okay. And so when you think that operating in cash, you're hiding from the IRS, you're not. What's his name? What's from Jersey Shore? Oh, he getting ready to go to jail too. Him and his brother. They getting ready to go to jail. I don't even watch the show, but I know who they are and they getting ready to go to jail. Okay. So, you know, I hope this was educational as well as entertaining, but just understand that as a taxpayer, you got to be sharp. And if you call yourself a tax professional, please do not betray the trust of your clients. Do things the right way. Have I turned away clients? You absolutely better believe it, because I've had clients coming to me saying, hey, I don't want to pay taxes on all this money. Well, then I don't want to do your tax return because I am supposed, as an enrolled agent, if you call yourself a tax professional, you are bound to file the taxes the right way, whether they like it or not. And, you know, and so you will have people come to you, especially people that have made a lot of money and they don't have the money to pay taxes. They have gone and spent it all or whatever. They will be coming to you saying, hey, I don't want to report this income, or I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. You need to back away and just say, hey, if we can't file this return the way it's supposed to be filed, boo, we can't do business. It's not worth it. That little money that you get right now is not worth you getting locked up in 10 or so years. Okay, for real, when it gets found out. All right. So that's it for today's episode, guys. Like I said, I hope it was entertaining as well as educational. And if you need to book a consult, you can do so right here, www.homebiztaxchat.com. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.